Smashing hoes, smoking roll, flipping on the bricks, and we having the fit. Ain't that a bitch? We so fly. Why you haters gotta
What I can tell you is we also received a tip from somebody within Turning Point USA that the night before he died, I know for a fact he messaged a donor and he messaged somebody at Turning Point USA. But I did not know, and this is what was told to me, that he also messaged Dan Flood, the security that's to his right, and allegedly explicitly said that they are going to kill me tomorrow. So again, that many people know that Charlie sensed that he was going to die tomorrow is an absolute fact. Why these individuals are all being quiet about that is a massive question mark, okay? And what we can say for certain is, of course, people will betray one another if money is on the line, right? And it could be for 30 pieces of silver, or it could be for billions. But things get complicated when there's a lot of money on the line. I honestly am wondering how it would actually work if you were trafficking weapons and you're trafficking drugs and you're doing this, which obviously our CIA has been engaged in trafficking. I mean, you could almost argue that that's what they were put together to do, the deep state. How does that work? Like,
This country was built on colossal hands and unshakable gifts. At Sea of Mud Apparel, we stand for the ones who still out there putting in the work. The forgotten man and women who keeps rural America running. Our gear is made patriotic and built to last. Every stitch, every thread, made to handle real life, not runaway life. I'm a fan of this, aren't you? Whether you're working the land, fixing what's broken, and stands for what's right, we got your back. Sea of Mud Apparel, Real America Clothing Company. Show your pride, wear your gifts. Use the code RUMBLE at checkout for 15% off of your order. Visit seaofmud.com. That's seaofmud.com and gear up for the ones who still believe in America.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
So now she said Tim Pool is going through personal issues. He's having financial troubles. He's trying to sell his company. His brother tried to kill him. It's just soap opera. Now imagine all of her followers being like, whoa, Tim Pool's brother tried to kill him. Like, whoa. That's the world they live in. My buddy Robbie, Robbie, I know you're listening. He was like, dude, it's like a mystery drama, man. Like, I gotta watch every episode. It's like, you don't know what's gonna happen next. You know, I don't take it that seriously. And I was like, dude, these are real people. She is using as puppets in her soap opera. Aaron McIntyre, in an interview with Tate earlier this morning, he said, you are not a real person. You are a character in her drama. And her audience don't see you as a real person. They see you as a fictional character. They don't understand this is real life, and someone just fired shots at our property. And now Candace makes a thumbnail with my picture on it, Cash Patel, and a mystery person silhouette saying, who benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination?
We should pull
that was the
thumbnail.
purpose.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but also her face. I put this.
That was funny.
Who benefited the most? And it's her face really big on the thumbnail, and that's like Tim and Cash next to her.
But no one's gonna assume that's her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It would be silly, but I mean, she's like, who benefited the most? Candace Owens will tell, and it's like, we'll tell you. And then a couple other smaller pictures. It's like, who benefited the most, Candace?
Yeah, this is what she did.
Maybe even. I'm not like she intended to make it seem like she was the one that benefited the most, but I mean, she did. It's her face right next to the question. Big.
Not even sure, how does Cash Patel benefit by having the press coverage of solving the actual crime, by finding the actual murderer of Charlie Kirk? Like, is that how he stands to gain here?
It helps his career.
Well, so
by finding the actual murderer of Charlie Kirk, yeah.
So what she'll end up saying is, no, the thumbnail just represents what the show is. It has nothing to do with the title or the $1 billion question, right? In reality, we're not stupid. We know exactly what she's doing. The $1 billion question is the thumbnail. Who stood to benefit from Charlie Kirk's assassination? If it wasn't meant to imply I or Cash, she wouldn't have included the silhouette man with the question mark. She would have shown people that she would have shown Turning Point USA individuals, people she actually claimed were benefiting.
Just striking that pose. That anime pose.
That's the Nicola okay boomer pose.
Bro, this is crazy. I just want to stress this. She said it was a shooting committed by my brother. It's a false statement of fact. That is a psychotic false statement of fact. My brother never committed a shooting that I claimed I survived.
So what are you going to do?
Well, I'm not supposed to legally say.
Okay.
Everyone knows what that means.
So in 2022, there was a shooting. And she's saying it was your
look. So let's clarify, right?
There's there's a lot of shootings.
Well, yeah.
Jesus.
So let's clarify. Shooting is probably a fair verb when our staffer shoots an intruder, right? However, shooting committed by Tim Pool's brother, as if to imply he was trying to kill me, and committed as if to imply it was a crime. So a staffer here fired a shot.
All right, outdoor crew, it's your into fishing, camping, and getting off the grid. Meet your new best friend, the Hunter Owens 25 quart cooler from Caddy Sports. This isn't your average cooler. It's remolded for max durability, bear-proof, and 20% lighter than other brands, so it's easy to haul whether you're deep in the backcountry or just sitting up at the dock. You'll get up to 3 days of ice retention thanks to thick, high-performance installation that means cold drinks, fresh food, and fewer ice to run, whether you chasing muddy offshore or posting up at the campsite. Best part is 40 to 50% cheaper than the big name coolers, but still built to perform season after season. And like all Caddy Sports name brands, gear is proudly made in the US. So use code RUMBLE at checkout for 10% off of your order today. That's caddysports.com. Go grab the Hunter Owens 25 cooler and keep your next adventure ice cold.
The only department that we did hear back, well, first let me say I did not at all hear back from the FBI on the American side. I did hear back from the counterterrorism unit. I did hear back from the White House confirming that that message had been delivered on Trump's desk, me saying that I had the information. I guess he didn't want to inquire further, which is interesting. But the FBI left me on red. And I will say I didn't go through an official channel and send an email, and I should do that. But I did send a text message to somebody very high up who received the text message. No response. Now, I thought that the claim of the French Foreign Legion being involved in Charlie's assassination, I thought the FBI might be interested. No phone calls even from Utah's FBI branch have come into me either. Wouldn't you want to see? Aren't we supposed to be investigating the Charlie Kirk assassination? It was totally not a state operation, and they really want to get to the truth, which explains why nobody called. No, Utah, not interested. I'm actually surprised Tyler Robinson's lawyer hasn't reached out to me. What's going on here? We've got to protect the patsy, right? We've got to protect the patsy in this situation. Shocked when a flutter of emails came in from people saying that they believed Gatormac was living in Nashville, that he moved here sometime in June, okay? And when I say a flurry of emails that came in, there were 7 people, mostly men, who were certain that that man, aged now, is working in Nashville using the name Jonathan Schmidt. They are certain, at the very least, that he is from Israel and that he is working for a company known as Root Brands under the guise of being a technology officer, and that he has brought in and secured jobs for Ukrainians. And again, this has all transpired since apparently June, or Ukrainians who he alleges are running from the war. They say he was brought in by a businessman in town named Clay Thomas, and that one of the Ukrainians that is working with him, his name is Alex Smirnov. Now, I don't know what to say other than I am positively terrified I don't know who to contact, considering the feds. I've been telling them that there's an assassination attempt in coordination. I have said Israel, I have said France, and now I have dealt with, I have these emails, more credible information. And if it's incorrect, I'm happy to correct it. I reached out to Clay Thomas. I have reached out to Root Brands, and I have requested more information about this Russian-Israeli employee who is using the name Jonathan Schmidt and bringing in Ukrainians. And so instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to publicize this information in the hope that if you are a Tennessean and you live in Franklin and you live in Nashville and you are familiar with Root Brands and you have seen this man, and Skylar, I don't know if we have an aged photo of him, but we should try to find one. Please, first off, you should probably contact the authorities. I certainly will be doing that. I think my husband has already done that. I told him to do that this morning. I have definitively run that to the only office that has responded, and I think taken my threat, or has wanted to respond, I should say, to the threat that I've been saying about the French intelligence agencies working with Israel. And that is Tulsi Gabbard's office. I am doing everything that I can, but I am telling you that this is very scary. And if you are in Tennessee, anything, if you know this Jonathan Schmidt and you've seen him around town, if you're a real estate agent, they said he was shopping for a home in the Brentwood area. If you have seen this individual anywhere in Nashville, for the love of God, please send us an email, moretips@CandaceOwens.com. And I am encouraging you to contact your authorities if you are hearing any sob stories from anyone about how they're coming in from Ukraine and that they're fleeing the war, okay? I think you should contact the authorities immediately. We don't need to have a presence of Ukrainians that are quote unquote fleeing the war in Tennessee. And, I trust the Tennesseans to get this done and to pay attention. And I want to say this, by the way, everywhere in America, I've heard there's a major influx of Ukrainians, quote unquote, fleeing, that are building up in Washington. That is something to be worried about, you guys. That is something to be very concerned about, okay? Because it is during wars where the most dangerous people are allowed into other countries under the guise of being refugees. That is how they take over other countries. And you need to keep your eyes and your ears peeled for how these Ukrainian, quote unquote, refugees are organizing. I don't think there's a reason for any.
If you haven't already, make sure you download the Rumble app. It's free, simple to use, and the best way to stay connected to content you want. Once you got it, search for my channel, hit follow. That way you get a notification every time we go live. No missing shows, no extra steps. You can grab it right now. Use the link in the description or the pinned live chat. Download it to your phone and you're ready to go. And if you prefer watching on the big screen, Rumble is available in all major streaming devices and smart TVs. Just search for Rumble, follow the channel, and be part of the action.
What do y'all really think is going on with Candace Owens? Because she got them real nervous right now, and I think something is about to happen. Now, she just said some shit that I'm not gonna say, but I am gonna show you because this shit is crazy. Look at this shit right here. Read this right here. I'm gonna say this. One thing they didn't want to do was get this lady upset. Once she started going down CK rabbit hole, shit just started coming out. She started saying things, and people started saying things about her. This lady said she had proof that people were plotting to do something to her. She showed this proof. Still, nobody has addressed it. Now she dropped some information like this. And again, I need you to read this information, because her saying this shit right here, it might sound crazy to a lot of people. But if you remember a couple of months earlier, they said, and this is for entertainment purposes only, that certain sleeper cells will be activated all over the United States of America. And now this woman is saying that she has this information right there. That don't sound too good. Think about the shit that just happened in DC. And even though that shit seems crazy, I just need you to think about it. Go down on rabbit holes, because none of this shit It's adding up, but everything that she's saying is making sense. She better be safe out here, man, because they want her, and they gonna try and make an example out of her. I'm out.
Okay, you guys, Candace Owens tweets this just a couple days ago stating there is a 9/11 style attack coming the second week of December, and she may be onto something. Now, I found a couple things, starting with this, an ex-user by the name of Tally Hall Album who predicted Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I quote, "It'd be funny if someone like Charlie Kirk got shot on September 10th, laughing my ass off, and they posted that on September 3rd. How?" Then 10 days later, they tweet this, Donald Trump, December 14th, in which would be the second week of December. Now, if something were to happen to Donald Trump like this, it would be just as big as 9/11, if not even bigger. Now, it's also to note, I actually saw these tweets myself around that time. Then this account gets deactivated and now it's reactivated, but now the tweets are gone. Now, Candace is echoing the same warnings as Sarah Adams, a former CIA officer, in which she's been on many podcasts and platforms now stating that America is completely compromised and this is bound to happen. But it gets even weirder. Okay, you guys remember this sidekick, Brandon Biggs, who predicted Donald Trump's assassination to a T? Yeah, he also predicts a major financial crash.
It'd be a great economy crash. I saw they had a great economy plan, a crash, worse than the Great Depression. And the Lord warned me about this.
Could it be that a 9/11 style event trigger a financial crash? Because that's not out of the question. And nothing's off the table at this point because we've already seen an Afghan national shoot 2 National Guards, unaliving one who actually had history and worked with the CIA themselves. Did anybody have this on their bingo card yet? Now, she also said, this will age well, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But my motto is, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Make sure you guys get in my Telegram to stay up to date. Also, my YouTube, Maverick Approach. But what do you guys think Candace knows? Let me know below.
Wait. So did y'all hear what Candace Owens said on her podcast last night? Listen closely.
Something happens to me. Really what I want to say to all of you guys is go Max. Like, all of you, everyone, let it never end, let it never stop. Like, you be just as bold. I am telling you, it feels like when we are here on earth that this is it, like we just get 80 years. That is not true, okay? Your ancestors knew that there was more. We are in this simulation where they have intentionally turned us into a godless society because they want you to be fearful and they want you to exchange your soul because they are of this earthly realm. You know what I mean? These are Satan's children. Obviously, these are Satan's children. And they work by making you feel fearful. And so you trade off and you go, okay, well, I just want to have money and be comfortable in this life right now. And so I'm willing to let badness happen. And I guess my kids are just going to inherit that badness and this world is just going to be run by pedophiles. And we can't do that. And that's why I say to you guys, you should be going Max right now, you know? Yeah, you have to say the truth. The frequency of truth hits harder. And we hear these demons squealing. We just hear it. Like, you can feel it right now. And yeah, they are dangerous. They are dangerous. But the truth will win. And the truth is more powerful than the lie.
Now, I'm not the perfect Christian. Yeah, I was raised in the church. My mother was a prophet and also a preacher. But I would believe that there's a scripture that says, he that hath eyes, let him see, and he that hath ears, let him hear. And what I can hear is the sound of the trumpet. And the bottom line is, choose ye this day, because there is a side. There is a side. When you remove all of the labels, it's good versus evil.
Did you know the biggest threat of your retirement is not something that's talked about often? Our increased longevity in America means default retirement accounts like the IRAs, the 401ks, and the TSPs may not specific if you have over $100,000 in your retirement account. Get access to a free 2-minute report from Augusta Precious Metals and reveals the one step you can take to secure your financial future. Text SAFE SAFE to 35052 today.
Point that people are making hundreds and thousands of dollars. I just don't get how there's not someone on this very large PR team, as we're seeing these PR campaigns go out, that doesn't go, hey, maybe we should strike that. They made $40 million like 2 nights ago at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe that feels kind of a little bit like let them eat cake-ish. Oh, and we've made more than, separately from Mar-a-Lago, Turning Point USA, since Charlie was killed, just so you guys know, this is a fact, has made more than $100 million. That is separate from the $40 million they made at Mar-a-Lago the other night. So since Charlie has died, that organization has taken in $140 million. But gosh darn you people that are making hundreds of dollars every day on YouTube talking about Charlie Kirk's assassination and the BS narrative that is being fed and the very obvious psychological operation that is being employed to make you accept the BS that they are trying to sell to us. Gosh darn you. Did you make $1,000 today? Speaking about Charlie Kirk, well, you should be ashamed of yourself, says Turning Point USA, who in large part made that money because of those very people who gave to the organization immediately following Charlie Kirk's assassination. And the thing that is especially absurd about that is trying to almost like, I want to be clear that Turning Point USA is my family. The Charlie Kirk show is my family. She's just expanding the wings of people that we're not allowed to critique because they're in the family. If you call them fam, you can't critique them, right? Oh, I'm sorry. We actually are showing a clip of Rob McCoy defending a pedophile trying to launder the reputation of that's fam. That's the CK show fam. Oh, I'm sorry. We are actually pointing to the fact that we know for certain that this person in your organization is sexual deviant. That's fam. Don't you get me upset. I know that this is a now $150 million in the last 3-month organization and we employ tons of people, but you can't critique. You can't critique the fam. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to be very clear here. This is why there are many people who do not believe that women are equipped to lead companies, because what you are watching here is an unbelievably emotional response that is absent of any logic, okay? If you really care about your team, answer the questions, okay? Just demystify the entire event. Come out, sit down, answer the questions so people don't think Turning Point USA looks so suspicious. Don't try to mom the organization and say, well, mother's upset because people are coming after her kids and all of this multi-million-dollar subsidiaries. That's my children, okay? The multi-million-dollar subsidiaries, Turning Point, like Turning Point Action, all that, those are my kids, so you can't critique them. Not a good idea. Okay, it may work in PR world. You guys, I know how it's an obvious PR campaign. It's never been more obvious of a psychological operation. I actually wish they would put me on payroll so I could help them make these things look more organic than having every single person that has been telling us to stop asking questions all make the exact same video within 4 seconds of each other being like, whoa, Erica Kirk shuts down. No, she didn't even respond to one of the conspiracies. She gave us emotion. She said, I'm a mother, I am a wife, and we never asked about whether she was a mother or wife. We want to know if she is a CEO and a chairman. And a CEO and a chairman has to compartmentalize. A CEO and a chairman cannot respond to valid questions and critiques about finances, about shady actions that are being taken by people that require presidential pardons, people that are meaningfully asking why we are not getting a clear answer of what took place on September 10th. A CEO, okay, does not get to respond and say, that's my family. Okay. That's the energy of what I would expect from a mother speaking to a teacher, which I was this mom. That's my kid. Okay. And I'll shut this down right now. That's my child. This is not a child. Turning Point USA is an organization.
Talking about the money, it's a total double standard, stupid move to criticize Candace for her getting a lot more views, earning more money, and trying to demonize her for it. Not just because you're not demonizing any of the other Turning Point influencers or pro Turning Point influencers who are also making content about Charlie Kirk, getting tons and tons of views, more than they have before, whether it's Officer Tatum, Ben Shapiro, Megyn Kelly, all these people. Erica's not demonizing them, but she's going after Candace. But then top it off, when they are making so much, they still have merch on the website, by the way, Freedom merch, which you could say is a good thing because you want to inspire people. They can feel more proud when they wear it. Or you could say it's earning a lot of money. To make the argument that other people earning money while discussing Charlie Kirk, focusing on it, does not work when you're doing the same thing. It doesn't mean that it's wrong how you're earning money and highlighting him in his life and fundraising and talking about things you want to do now that he's died and how much further you want to take the cause. Doesn't necessarily make it wrong, because if you have the right mission and purpose and people want to jump behind that, it's a smart move to host a fundraiser. But then at the same time, you cannot go and argue that Candace Owens or other people are monetizing off of Charlie Kirk's death. This is why Candace's arguments continue to make more and more sense, because she breaks down what's going on like this. And the Turning Point PR team, whoever's leading this, like Candace said, it's coming across very emotionally womanly, not really that thought through. And it's disappointing, but it's not surprising to see that on Fox News, they just softballed the questions back to Erica Kirk, didn't push back at all. You know, they want to be on her good side, but Erica really didn't answer anything. And that was her stage to finally come out and answer something. And now it's only going to make Candace look better, because Candace at least breaks down what's going on. Now, some people will buy into the whole emotionality of what Erica said, and some of the logical things she did say. People will support that and see that, but it will get overshadowed by the emotionality that, okay, we just need to back off, don't come after my family, don't ask questions. If she really wanted to calm it all down, Erica could have gone on Fox News and directly addressed certain things with a pre-planned script, thought through what to say, but instead she just backed him off with this emotional thing, which I have seen before in other Erica Kirk clips. And like Candace said, if you're going to be a CEO, you can't just be a mourning wife. It's very harsh to say that, because her husband was tragically killed and shot in front of the whole world. Who knows what that's like to go through? But as Candace said, if other companies had this happen to them, they wouldn't have their wife just jump in and be the CEO. They would have someone else put in place. The family would mourn. One, because you can't just trust that a wife who just had their husband get killed, let alone on public TV, is going to be able to go on TV and handle all these responsibilities, run the company, and be the spokesman for it. None of us would expect that to be, no one would expect a woman to be able to do that, a wife to be able to do that. So why is Turning Point doing that? That I don't understand. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I think this is so interesting to dive into. And it's Sean Daniel here. If you want to see what Erica's full response, full explanation, full really attack back at Candace was, check out this video right here, and I'll see you there.